You got the raise, the number on your paycheck went up. For about a week, you felt it. Then something strange happened. The feeling quietly disappeared. Your bank account grew, but somehow you don't feel any richer than before. This isn't your imagination. It has a name. Psychologists call it the hedonic treadmill, and it explains why almost every financial win you chase eventually feels normal again. Economist Richard Easterlin first noticed this pattern decades ago while studying happiness and income across entire countries. People with more money weren't significantly happier than people with less, once you accounted for how quickly expectations rose to match new income. The raise doesn't just add money, it quietly resets what feels like enough. Here's how it plays out. The week your raise hits, your brain treats it as a windfall. You notice it. You feel slightly more secure, maybe even a little proud. But almost immediately, your spending starts drifting upward to match. A nicer dinner here, a slightly better apartment there, small upgrades that each feel reasonable on their own. Behavioral economist Daniel Kahneman, who helped define how humans actually experience money, found that our sense of wealth isn't based on the amount we have. It's based on the gap between what we have and what we expected to have. The moment your expectations catch up to your new income, the feeling of more evaporates, even though the number on your bank statement never went down. This is why lifestyle creep is so dangerous. It doesn't feel like overspending in the moment. It feels like simply living a slightly better version of the life you already had, one upgrade at a time, completely reasonable until one day your raise from 3 years ago has been fully absorbed and you're back to feeling exactly as financially stretched as before. There's a deeper reason this happens so quietly. Humans are wired to compare, not to measure absolutely. Your brain doesn't ask, is this objectively a lot of money? It asks, is this more than what people around me have and more than what I had yesterday? Once your raise becomes yesterday's normal, the comparison resets and the satisfaction resets with it. Some research suggests one specific trick can interrupt this cycle. The moment a raise arrives, automatically moving a portion of it directly into savings or investments before your spending has a chance to catch up, locks in the gain before your expectations can absorb it. Your lifestyle never adjusts to money, it never sees in your everyday spending account. This is also why people who suddenly come into large amounts of money, like lottery winners, often report less long-term happiness than expected. The money arrives all at once, the expectations adjust almost as fast, and the gap that created the initial joy disappears far quicker than anyone predicts. None of this means raises don't matter. Financial security is real, and more income absolutely expands what's possible. It means the feeling of richness was never really about the number. It was about the gap, and gaps, by definition, never stay open for long. There's also a social layer to this that makes it even harder to notice. When your income rises, the people you compare yourself to often shift too. A new job often means new coworkers, often with higher incomes than your old ones. A new neighborhood often means new neighbors with bigger houses and newer cars. Without realizing it, your reference point moves right along with your paycheck. So the gap between what I have and what feels normal stays roughly the same size, just at a higher altitude. This explains a pattern researchers have observed across income levels. Someone earning $80,000 surrounded by people earning $60,000 often reports feeling more financially comfortable than someone earning $150,000 surrounded by people earning $200,000. The absolute number barely matters. The relative position does almost all the emotional work. It's worth noticing how fast this resets. Studies on lifestyle adaptation suggest most people fully adjust to a new income level within a matter of months, sometimes weeks. The brain is remarkably efficient at making any income, high or low, feel like the baseline, which is exactly why chasing the next raise rarely delivers lasting satisfaction on its own. None of this is a reason to stop pursuing more income. It's a reason to be intentional about what happens the moment that income arrives before the adjustment has a chance to quietly take hold. So if your last raise stopped feeling like anything special, it's not because you're ungrateful or bad with money. It's because your brain did exactly what it's built to do. It caught up and quietly moved the finish line again. You got the raise. The number went up, but the finish line, as always, moved with it.